announcement. We are open to have private sessions. I am opening new dates on my schedule. We have a brand new automated booking system. No more long waits for confirming the booking. That's right, everyone. Automated booking system is here. Go to andrewbartzis.com and look forward to seeing you in a private session. Welcome, everyone, to another adventure into reality. I'm your host, the Galactic historian, Andrew Bartzis. Welcome to the show, everyone. Today is a live call-in show, like I just said. But we got a little thing to take care of. For all of you who have been waiting for a U.S. event, we have a live in-person U.S. event going on in the third week of October. If you look up into the top left, there is a QR code. For those of you that are boomers, all you got to do is open up your text messages and take a picture of the QR code or whatever your thing that allows you to scan a QR code. And once you've scanned that QR code, it will take you right to the page where it'll tell you all about dates and times. We are open right now to have our early bird specials. We are going to be promoting a very special type of sound healing event going on, where we're going to be using something called an ambisonic chamber. That is 4 dimensions of sound. Yes, 4 dimensions of sound coming at you with intense reverb and a Lucia light show for the audience at the same time. We are calling it the Manifest Package. So get your ready and manifest yourself. Also, for those of you who are like, it is the solstice and I don't know what to do, we have the boot camp that is out. Level 1, Level 2, for the level of investment that you want to do. And when you sign up to take either one of the boot camps, you will get our live webinar that is going to be on June the 30th, where we will be talking about what it takes to get that energy going, that wisdom flowing, that commitment and courage, none of which are mystical. They are all choices. With that being said, I am going to open up the calls. Joel, let's spin up that wheel of callers and see what the universe wants us to talk about.
Okie dokie. Let's bring on Christine.
Christine, are you there? Christine, unmute yourself, darling. Are you there? Going once. Going twice. Going 3 times.
All right. Sony, are you there?
Me?
So, are you there?
Yeah. Wait.
Hello. How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Where are you calling from?
California.
Welcome to the show. What do you want to talk about today?
Can I talk about anything?
Anything you want.
Okay.
It's Rumble, so we are not YouTube limited.
I have let me put my headset in.
Okay.
Thank you so much. There's no echoes. I have a few things. I feel like I'm going through I'm not gonna let my ego get in the way. Like a phenomenal kind of an energetic breakthrough within myself.
Okay.
But also I wanted to know, I would like to do I guess a detox. And I wanted to know what kind of direction I should go in. And
Have you ever done a detox before?
I have done some cleansings. Yeah, I'm pretty disciplined once I get in line. I know
Okay.
I discipline. So I'm looking for something, and I guess I want to whole metamorphosize myself. I'm feeling and I see spiros. I see mostly in the kitchen, and then when I'm at someone else's house, I was house sitting last week, and then I saw the spirals and the lines throughout the whole kitchen
hmm
and different
hmm
parts of the house.
Tell
Mostly,
me about what's going on with your awakening energy that's going on, and let me know a little bit about yourself so I can tune in.
okay. So I live in California.
Huh?
I'm a jack of all trades. I do all kind of different things to make ends meet. And
Like what?
dog sitting, cat sitting. I help people. I help them do things like I guess like caretaking a little bit,
Okay.
nanny work. I have a massage license on the side. I can do that as well. I have a few people I work on. I like them a lot. Um, and what else?
What's going on with this burgeoning of energies in you?
I feel like it's a combination of. It's almost like I have like a lot of like always fucking kind. I'm always nice, but I also have this other energies that's like I will not be. I never took shit. But this is like
hmm
I'm not taking any shit. And then another level of articulating exactly how I feel and what I want.
Okay. Do you have any educational background?
I have some. I'm not like I'm not like scholar. I'm a scholar
Okay.
in life.
Have you ever had any longer steady jobs other than jack of all trades?
Oh yeah, I've had yes.
Like what?
Retail jobs. I've done like that's mostly my background, retail.
hmm
And but people, I usually all my jobs there are. I mean, I've been with people for like over like 4 or 5 years now. That
hmm
like people I work for. Nanny jobs. I've had some of those for 4 years. They're part time, but still consistent.
Are you
And
making ends meet, or is it challenging right now?
pretty much right now it's ends meet, but it's okay. It's not like I'm not scraping.
Do you have to hustle every week, or is there you don't have to hustle?
Um, like there's some week I hustle more than others because it's all or nothing. It's famine. It's like it's all feast or famine. Not like it's not famine. It's just mostly like it's either feast or okay. And then those weeks I have to really. I notice that I will have to muster up more energy, but then I notice like at the end I'm like I don't want to be around anyone. I realize even though I am a loner, but I do love hanging out with my friends and people. But I do notice that I deserve and require a certain amount of aloneness.
Okay. So do you think maybe it's time for you to gift yourself a stable job?
Um, no, because the stable job would not have me be as creative as I want to be. Like these jobs, like for instance, someone can call me right now and be like, "Can you do this?" I'm like, "Yeah," and I do like that. Like,
Do you even hear what you're saying?
yeah, I like the spontaneity.
Or you like to live in the feast and famine?
You know what? I've always, to be honest with you, I've always had a regular job at one time. I've always
Uh-huh.
had either a part-time regular job that was consistent. I knew that that money was always going to be there, and I'm partially kind of like that. But right now, even someone offering me a little bit more part-time, I'm like, I get a little overwhelmed thinking, okay, well, will that allow me to do all the other things I need to do for other people? So,
So you're saying you're a martyr for everyone else then?
but no, actually, I have said no to have time for myself. So
Are
is
you
it
even hearing? Are you even hearing what you're saying to me?
okay? Now you can tell me.
You're actually saying, I like to live in feast and famine.
Okay,
It keeps me in an adrenaline gland, and I
okay.
give all my energy to everyone else. And at the end of a week, I don't want to be around anyone. And this vicious cycle starts again every week.
It's I no, it's not quite like that, but there's
No,
been
it
weeks
is.
like
It is
that.
like
Okay,
that. It is
okay,
like that. It is
okay,
like that. It's something you're purposely doing to yourself.
okay,
I know this is going to be hard for you to hear.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
Now, what is all this extra energy in you about?
You mean like
You said you had some burgeoning awakening energies going on in you.
okay, so yeah, like the spiral of the lights and then
Uh-huh.
me having this other like the feeling within me that I feel like I'm like again I am a pretty much I'm a no nonsense person, but I really feel like there's a more of an other part of me emerging.
Sure. There is something trying to emerge.
Okay.
Something that's trying to say that there's a deeper pattern of awakening here for you, and one that involves being able to see, feel, hear, and understand energy. And the state that you're in right now, it is inconsistent, or how do I put it? Not doesn't have a regular growth phase for you, because you burn out on energy and you burn out on people.
Uh-huh.
And every time you burn out on energy and burn out on people, you got to go back to the beginning of the experience of what this opening to new energies is. And it's another vicious cycle that's actually just going to end in you sooner or later, because the body can only stay activated for so long before it turns back off. And
Mhm.
that'll be adrenal gland burnout, which is right where you're at right now. You're on the edge of it.
Okay.
You've been in adrenal gland overactivity for about 4 months now. And the purple energy around your pericardium right now is what reveals all that to me.
Okay.
Okay, purple's not always royal, beautiful energy. It also represents the use of too much energy, especially with the waters of life going around the pericardium.
Okay.
Meaning you're recycling your waters too fast. You're not really deeply learning from some of those more deeper emotional connections that are coming from high psychic moments. Like the lines you're sealing, that's the etching of the veil. You're beginning to see the veil, but you can't penetrate the veil.
Mhm.
Okay? You
Mhm.
should be able to penetrate it, but you don't actually have enough body based chemical energy for you to sustain that,
Okay.
or body based focus, because too much of you is divided and conquered by the need to hustle at times
Mhm.
and overwork at times. And there is a martyr in you.
Okay.
And if you were to go back and listen to what you were saying as a neutral observer, you would even hear it in your own voice.
I received that.
Okay?
Mhm.
So, what can you do to stop that and allow that awakening journey that you're on to be more a part of the richer experience? What job would suffice and wouldn't challenge your vanity and ego? Because staying this busy is just a vanity and an ego run for you.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay?
Mhm.
So, what type of side job that's consistent money that allows extra time and energy for you to go through this growth phase? You don't even have an answer,
I don't. I mean, there is one job that I mean, she offered me more hours. I can take that.
which is
And the caretaking job
okay.
is not strenuous.
No, that's going to burn you out.
Okay, got it. And that's why I didn't want to take it.
Going to burn you out.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to take it as much as
Mm-hmm.
she. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I like what I have, and I understand exactly why. And that was the reason why I didn't take it. I would
But
have
you
to.
don't. Let me say. I really want to say you don't like what you have. Your vanity and your ego likes what you have because you think you're advancing and working on your own and doing this. I'm doing it all by my own stuff, but in fact, you're just burning yourself out right now.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
The fact that you don't even have an alternative part-time job inside you means you've been locked in this position to the point that it's gone too much where it's becoming damaging to your greater growth.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
What part of California are you in?
Los Angeles.
Tough to find jobs there, isn't it?
Oh, they're not. They're not. It's not like a cakewalk because I have tons of friends that are looking as well. I think
Still tough to
maybe.
find jobs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Once again, put some brain power behind me asking you this. What kind of job could you go and do that is not going to challenge your vanity and your ego about lowering yourself to this type of job? It's only a part-time job. It's not
Oh, no,
full-time.
no. I can. I sure because we got the wheels turning. I'm so. Could I do nanny work? Or is
Yes,
that okay? That's I
that's
probably
caregiving, but it's not senior caregiving.
right.
Senior caregiving is a lot more draining on the body, mind, and spirit.
You're 1,000% right.
Okay? Big
Yeah.
difference to changing a diaper of a senior citizen and the
Oh,
diaper of a baby.
yeah. I don't have to do any
Right?
of that, thank God. But I understand what you're saying. Yes.
Big
I
difference. A big
okay.
difference in the baby just wants love, and
Uh-huh.
all you got to be is come with an open heart and be able to love, but not become super attached, but at the same time show care.
Right.
Okay,
Yes.
okay,
Yeah, I hear you.
that would be good growth for you.
I think that's probably manageable.
Okay, so look at nannying then.
Uh-huh.
Now, once you get that secured nanny position, you still can do massage work. You can still do the other stuff. But for the next 6 to 10 weeks, you've got to take an extra day off and understand you got to go through the recovery journey. You got to start gifting yourself recovery time.
Hmm.
And part of that recovery time is going to be getting in to prayer, ritual, ceremony, so that the activation journey that you're going on is far more richer for you.
Hmm. That is the desire.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
So, what are you going to do to make it a need, not a desire?
Well,
Elevate in the level of consciousness and make it a need.
you're absolutely you're absolutely saying everything I was thinking. The minute the woman had offered me all, she's like, "I need these hours," and blah 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 blah, and I was like, I was thinking, "You can't buy me. You can do whatever you want." I didn't say that, but I was just thinking that like,
Yep.
um, and I know that what you're exactly saying was a a big thump in my heart because you picked up that it was more like, no, I don't want to cut off my life force to supply all my energy to someone besides myself or maybe a child or something that
Hmm.
can use it. So yeah, um, I I don't know what I mean. Right now, I don't have a significant practice. I just um
Thus, you have to make a significant practice.
right
How long you been listening before?
for a while.
Okay. Have you heard me talk about the effort scale?
The effort scale?
Yes.
No.
15 minutes a day, 5 days a week is C plus effort. 30
Okay.
minutes a day, 5 days a week is B plus effort. 90 minutes a day, 6 days a week is A plus effort.
Okay.
And you don't look at that day to day to day. That's like once a month you look back and rate yourself. Or every 2 weeks you rate yourself.
Hmm. Hmm.
And it's very difficult to maintain A plus effort.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For you, you need variety. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You need the variety of practice because you're a jack of all trades. It's what's going to help that hustle energy. You hustle for your spiritual growth
Mm-hmm.
instead of hustling for new work all the time.
Mm-hmm.
An example, Mondays you do sun gazing, Tuesdays you do stargazing, Wednesdays you do meditation, Thursday you do yoga, Friday you do this. Okay?
Okay.
And you make sure that you journal every week.
Okay. I do sun gaze. I do yoga in the park.
Yeah, but you don't do it on a repetition process where you organize the
I got it. Okay.
commitment and courage
Mm-hmm.
to repeat this cycle every week
Mm-hmm.
so that you have a daily practice,
Mm-hmm.
one that you're committed to. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Prayer is very important, going to be very important for you too.
Mm-hmm.
How does prayer work for you?
I believe in prayer. Do
How
you,
does it work for you though? What is your version of it? How do you
um,
elevate it past the baby stage?
I just activate my greater conviction in my heart, and I just kind of
Okay. You don't put yourself on the spot enough. So it
okay.
will be challenging. You can do it. It will be challenging though.
Okay.
You're a perfect candidate to go and do the boot camp level 1. It has all the step-by-step processes in it. And if you want to be able to do the advanced inner work, the boot camp level 2 is for you. Every technique that you're going to want to do, all of its is in that boot camp. All the basic stuff you need to go from, all right, 15 minutes a day and what I can do with it and what the type of effects it does, rituals and ceremony, being able to test yourself with regular fire ceremonies that are aligned to the solstices.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can I ask you
Are
one more
you
question?
sure you can sure. Are you a
Okay.
water person?
I'm a Gemini, an air sign, right?
Yeah, you're not a, but you don't like the water.
Oh,
Or
I
do you
do.
like the water?
Um, I'm not like a big like. I'll go to the beach, but I'm not like, oh my god, I want to go to the beach.
Okay.
But I do believe there's positive. The air and all that ionizing stuff is really good for you.
Okay. What kind of exercise do you get?
I do yoga mostly. I do need. I know sometimes we hike up this hill over here in this area. Um, but right now I have a slight injury, and I was going to ask you about that.
Okay, what's the
Um,
injury?
it's my left knee.
Uh-huh.
Um, it's on the lateral part of the knee. There was some like tension, like it felt like a pulling, and then it's like, and then I've had it once before, and it went away, and I did this treatment with this person, and I pretty much realigned my body, and now it's it's just basically out. It's not like it was swollen
And
for a minute.
you've actually torn your ACL a long time ago, and you're
Okay.
now beginning to have the side effects of a torn ACL.
Okay.
Um, can you live with a torn ACL? The answer is yes.
Hmm.
Are there exercises you could do to get it therapied? Yes. Is there surgeries available for it? Yes. It's all going to be determined. Do you want your leg to work right?
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
You can go and try to have somebody do some really intense deep tissue work there.
Hmm.
Oftentimes that can get the healing journey going. A lot of times when people tear their ACL, they have a black and blue mark that's so deep in the leg, it
Hmm.
takes months for it to even come to the surface
Hmm. Hmm.
because it's such a small tear.
Hmm.
Also, your left femur is not fitting into your hip bone
That's
very,
right.
very well.
Hmm.
And then your way your seat bones are working are all
Hmm.
screwed up,
Yep.
which is making a lower back compaction, which is causing you to sleep funny.
Okay.
Are you a flipper?
I don't. I usually just lay on my back, but sometimes my leg might be like all like mangled in a pillow or something weird.
Yeah,
But
it's because the
most
sleep. the sleep disturbances that you're getting right now.
Okay.
Do you know anyone that you could trade massage work with?
It's a possibility. I can probably find someone.
Okay, if not, just go out and pay for it.
Right.
But you need someone to completely redo your femur, your lower back.
My
It would
femur.
actually probably be a good idea for you to visit a chiropractor to do it, and then
Okay.
have somebody come back in with the giant elbow and scream like a bitch.
I've done
Okay,
that.
okay.
Mercy.
So get the
Yes.
chiropractor to put it back in, and then just have somebody else work the shit out of the both sides of the femur, both sides of the hip, the
Hmm.
insides of the tailbone, all those little holes that are in there, the base of the spine, and then it'll probably be a good idea for you to do some seat bone work with yoga,
Okay.
seeing you're aligning your seating bone correctly. Maybe you need to go visit a teacher again to make sure your postures are not lazy or have changed because of the pain that you're in.
Hmm.
And it's very common for people that in yoga where their posture starts to go off just a little bit and a little bit and a little bit because their seat bone isn't right. And yours is quite a significant amount off right now.
I thank you for the observation.
Okay. I do this without vision because everything's color right now for you.
Hmm.
Also, are you do you have tattoos?
No tattoos. Not a one.
Not one. Why not?
Um, I I guess I never desired to have one, and then if I did, um, I just would have to have something.
So nobody in your life said if you get a tattoo, family member, you get a tattoo, they'll disown you.
Absolutely not. My brother has a tattoo. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
I don't do a lot of things, and you might think I'm weird. You're like,
No,
maybe you
no,
should.
no,
Maybe you should. No,
no.
I'm just
Trust me,
one of those
I
people.
experienced way weirder than this.
Okay. I just never had a desire. I mean, if I did at one time, I thought it would have been a hamsa and a henna or a hue kind of stain, but just not really feeling anything to have on my body.
Okay, that's fine.
Hmm.
How well do you take care of your body?
I mean, hygiene very well. I might be like 10 pounds, 15 pounds overweight, but it's not a big deal for me. I don't really stress about that.
Okay.
I know that when I put my heart and mind to something, I could things just seem to fall off.
Okay.
And I, yeah, I take pretty good care of myself.
I would agree, other than the fact that you're burning yourself out and you've locked yourself in this position of martyrship.
And you're probably absolutely right. And that's why when the woman asked me last week, I knew she was angling a little manipulation in there. And like, so if you can't work that, then I need to get this person, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, and I was just like, I know where this is going and I know I won't be happy with that. So I didn't make a big deal about it. I just said, I can only give you this. And
Okay.
it's what I have been doing.
All right.
And yeah, I'm pretty much a no nonsense, straightforward person for the most part, and I do it with a lot of tact.
Okay. Earlier, you asking about detoxing.
Yes.
Um, I don't think detoxing would be right for you right now.
Okay.
You would be better off if you're going to spend any money on yourself
Hmm.
to go and get the chiropractor adjustment,
Okay, I'll do that.
getting somebody to do the deeper tissue work on you.
Okay.
Maybe even invest into somebody that does rolfing, a full 10 series.
Okay.
Do you know what rolfing is?
I do.
Okay.
I had
A
some
good,
wolfing done years ago, and then that Heller work. Have you heard of Heller work?
yep. Good stuff.
Similar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Similar, yes. But you need someone that's going to go in and make you scream like a bitch.
Yeah, I've done that
Okay.
in the
Full body rolfing. Okay.
Okay. Uh huh.
And it would probably, any money you spend on yourself, um, that's the best thing to give yourself now, and
Okay.
then follow it up by a detox.
And how about cranial? What do you think about that for me?
I think you could follow up with cranial. You
Okay.
don't actually have a lot of emotional trauma right now. It's just the jack of all trades over hustler in you is what's creating the significant blockage trauma from the awakening inside you right now. You
So,
have everybody has emotional traumas, but they're
course.
not significant in this part of your growth.
hmm
Just because you've done enough work on yourself over the years to keep things in check.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what does it look like once I have my breakthrough?
Well, at that point, you're going to have to admit that you're far more of a social butterfly than what you are now,
hmm
and that finding a companion, not necessarily boyfriend, girlfriend, is going to be far more important for you to discovering the chemical and spiritual balance that you want inside yourself.
I agree with you.
Okay.
Accurate.
And that's what you should be putting your hustle energy in after you've broken this burnout phase that you're in, and
Okay.
replace it with spirit and allow the spiritual journey and awakening to open up inside you. And then, dating in California is tough.
Ha!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like
Therefore,
putting a
that's why I said,
blindfold. Like putting a blindfold on. Like, oh my gosh.
right, that's why I said companion, not necessarily intimate partner. Okay.
Oh God, dude.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah.
Don't lower yourself for the asshole,
I will not.
but don't have standards so high you never meet anyone.
I agree with you.
Unfortunately, a lot of women in this modern society have that issue.
hmm
Okay, standards are way too high, and they end up being alone all the time, and they end up picking the wrong guy because they're alone all the time.
hmm
Okay,
Yep.
don't do the online dating.
Nope. I'm so glad
So
you
you're gonna
said
have
not
to
to, because
figure
I
out
did.
how that's
Go on.
right, how that social butterfly inside you comes out.
hmm
Have you ever done any modern dance class or classical dancing classes?
Yeah, I have a dance background.
What kind of dance background?
Modern, jazz, hip hop.
You ever do any choreography?
Um, not. I mean, in my dreams, like I make up
Do you have
stuff.
any girlfriend? Do you have any girlfriends that like to dance?
The current friends I have, we do spiritual things, but they're not really. There's a few girlfriends that like to dance, but they're not dancers. But they like to. I think they like to move. They like to move, socially move.
Okay, this is a suggestion.
Okay.
Gather the dancers or the social movers and say, let's advance this idea of spiritual dance. Okay?
Uh-huh.
There are round dances and all sorts of dances you can go online and look that build energy. Okay?
hmm
And you can go to static dancing and maybe start a spiritual dance group.
Okay.
Okay?
hmm
And the circle of friends, how many would you say, how big is it?
Um. So I have a different batch of people for different, different group of people that.
Yes.
So
That's why I called you a social butterfly that's unrealized.
yeah, other people have
You're a
unique.
butterfly here, you're
Yeah,
a bird there, you're whatever you need to be in each
a
group.
raccoon there. Yeah, yeah, they're all different, and they all have even we're polar opposite in our belief system, but we can get along and love each other.
Get
So
along. Right,
yeah,
right. Yeah.
so I have like maybe 4 of those, or different 5, give or take, and then I have people that are like, I know people that do drugs, and I don't do drugs, and I know people that are fucking con artists, and I'm not a con artist, but it's just all a mishmash of unique, crazy people, and beautiful people.
Okay.
So
One of the regular callers we have on our show, they run Ecstatic Dance LA.
really,
It'd be a very good idea for you to look them up. They meet up every week.
oh yeah, I think I've gone to one.
Okay. Now when it comes to spiritual dancing,
Yes.
it's free flow tai chi.
hmm
It's not martial arts moves. And then you just got to work in choreography. I do this move, you mirror it. You do this move, you mirror it. Okay?
Yeah, I know what you
And
mean.
find your music to work with. Okay?
Yeah, I think it's fun. I think I understand exactly what you're saying. Sometimes, I think it depends on sometimes the energy of the person in front of me. It just, I'm like, I don't really want you jumping on top of me, okay?
But you don't have to do that.
Right, I know,
You
I
don't
know.
have to do that. That's why I'm saying be the choreographer. Just
Right.
organize people to meet once a week.
Okay.
Okay?
Hmm.
You don't need to be a professional choreographer to say, all right, let's try doing this and eventually work into a dance off moment. Remember the South Park episode, Dance Offs?
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Okay?
Yeah.
Go and do a dance off challenge to another group somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay?
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
know enough about other forms of dance to incorporate all different kinds of styles, right?
Yeah. I love. Yeah. I'm pretty creative.
Okay?
Yeah.
Great way for you to help recover the creative energy body inside you. Get that extra exercise in, get that super creativity that isn't burning you out.
Hmm.
Okay?
I agree with you.
All the while maintaining the daily practice that works off of 15 minutes a day, 5 days a week, 30 minutes, 5 days a week, or 90 minutes, 6 days a week. Okay?
So, if I was going to start with one of your revocations, which one would you recommend?
One revocation isn't going to do it for you. You need variety, variety,
Oh,
variety.
no, no, no. Along with variety, but one of your revocations that you would recommend, then like would you
The
obviously others?
shaman's death, number 1 and 2.
Shaman. Okay, 1 and 2.
Shaman's death.
Okay.
The fifth world of peace, becoming the peacekeepers and peacemakers. All those are in the Living the Mystical Life daily course.
Okay.
You can also go to the Facebook page Friends Who Like Andrew Bartzis,
Okay.
and you click the little file tab after you got in there, after they approve you in there.
Okay.
And there's hundreds of revocations that are all located there, stuff that I've done from shows that people have transcribed.
And excellent. Excellent.
Free resource right there for everyone.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Okay? Now, I got to go let you go and move on to the next call. It was great talking to you.
Do you take donations?
Sure. You can go to.
Do you do Venmo?
Yeah, no, we don't do Vimeo.
Okay.
Joe, what do we do on Rumble? Yeah, you can do a Rumble rant.
Okay. I'll do that. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, it's
Have
right
a
in
good
the
day.
live chat.
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot. All
Thank
right,
you.
Joe. You're welcome. Let's spin up the wheel callers and see who is next.
All righty. Let's bring on Captain Fabulous.
Captain Fabulous, are you there?
I am. Hey guys, can I put headset on or can you hear me well?
You're good. If you want to
Okay.
put headset on, you can. If it makes you feel better.
Presently not.
Okay.
Bluetooth that makes my head buzz.
Ah,
I wasn't prepared to talk to you, Andrew. Honestly, we spoke last year about this time. I think you gave
what did we
me
talk about?
a number of things. We've done private sessions. My name's Jeff. I was Jeff the Giraffe last time, and we spoke about. Well, one of the things that you urged me to do is maybe join a group sport, collective, building a network of friends. I'm a new transplant out here in California, so you told me to stay away. What was that?
How did that work out for you?
Well, I'm still here. It's been intense, to say the least. Yeah, so I just wasn't, I haven't been, how do I say it? You talk about the dedication and the responsibility of maintaining, and, I know what I need to do, and so I need to do it at any given point at this time, I think. And motivation is hard. Stick-to-itiveness is hard. I give it maybe a C effort.
So whenever we use words like stick-to-itiveness, there's the opposite of give up-a-ness.
At times. Sorry.
Okay.
The spirits hear us on a call and they all want to interject.
That's all right. My phone was ringing earlier, even though everyone that I know that has that phone number
Did I lose you
knows
guys?
not to call at this time. It's okay.
Andrew?
Hint, hint, wink, people trying to call me right now. So you have stick to it, and we lost him. Or is that me? Nope.
Yeah, he bounced out. Let's see if he came back. Yep, here we go.
Hey,
Yeah.
sorry. A
okay.
phone call came in and it bumps you from the audio.
Yep.
So it is what it is. I was just saying, while you couldn't hear me, that the universe hears me on the phone, and they throw things in the path to distract.
Yes.
But yeah.
So where are you at right now? Are you in stick to itedness, or are you in give up a kiss?
So I find that the recent shows you've been doing have been really inspiring, and collectively across all the different medias of which I give too much of my attention to. There's been an interesting shift of real talk about cool things. And of late, a lot of people have been focusing on the ability to jump timelines and manifest your, different choices and what you want. And so right now I feel that I've kind of like jumped through a series of flipbook pages in between two keyframes on a cell. And I'm not quite at the next keyframe yet. So it doesn't feel like it's settled, but I definitely am. Like, I've worked out every single day now for the past, I think, 4 months, which is a huge victory for me. 7 days a week at whatever level I'm ready to commit to on each day, but with a plan. And it's like, I can do that. Improve diet, improve social circles, improve overall thinking. I'm really, I don't know. That's where I am.
What are you doing for a job?
I moved out here for a tech startup, ultrasound, OBGYN. Well, specifically fertility. We do the fertility monitoring at patients' homes all over the state.
Yeah, I remember now. How's that working out?
Yeah, it's awesome. We've been crushing some numbers, but as we head into the summer, people go on vacations. Sure. I think that it's going really well. I have nothing negative to say about it, but it's funny how many different viewpoints and personal things people bring into their interpersonal lives that affect cooperation, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and a lot of things that you're talking about, I guess I'm struggling overall to identify what the sacred neutral is, and to be that neutral observer, and to make wise choices and not get sucked into the drama. And the drama out here in California is next level. I couldn't have been prepared for it. And
so sacred neutral starts with not being attached, but not also being numb. There's a big difference between unattachedness and not being numb to the reality of your surroundings.
Yeah, I can't be a sponge, but it doesn't mean I'm infeeling and impervious.
Correct. But so being unattached to information going one direction or another, that's the beginning journey of sacred neutrality. Okay? And then having a form of extended patience before chemical judgment comes up. And everyone has chemical judgment. It's just part of who we are. And until we master that sacred neutral, chemical judgment's going to just pop up into our reality choice points. Okay?
Mm-hmm. That makes a lot of
getting
sense.
on chemically based judgment. Your body looks for a judgment so it can categorize something.
I think I just listened to a talk you had with somebody from maybe just a couple days ago. You were talking to a gentleman. He had a nice British accent, and he was asking you some amazing questions that really challenged you, you had said. Mm-hmm. And one of the topics he brought up was morality, right?
Yep, last week.
Yep, last week. Yeah, Abdul. And really great questions, and they made me think in ways that sometimes personal exploration doesn't make me think always initially. His questions really stirred me on the surface, which was exciting. But I wonder how these chemical judgments and the judgments inside of us are kind of affected by or mirrored by our personal judgments, morality, things like that. And
they are absolutely influenced. That's our internal weather system. The emotional journeys that we go through, it's a weather pattern. And we either are good at knowing our own weather patterns or we're not. Okay? Every weatherman has the makes wrong answers, but it's when you're consistently wrong and the state of doubt comes into you about your own emotional journey. And then there's the arrogant aspect of the weather forecaster. I am the only one that knows everything. The weather will be this, and you dictate emotions to yourself and don't allow emotional freedom. Like when I first told you about exercise and getting out and doing sports, it was about you getting emotional freedom. And would you say that you have a lot more emotional freedom with the amount of exercise and sports you're doing?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. I think that it wasn't just that. There a whole lot of different aspects have been, improved and enhanced. Moving from New York City to
Right.
SoCal is very different. And I think that I've grown, my wisdom has started to poke out, and I'd like to think that it's coming from deeper within me and from my past, not just this live's experiences, but I'm tying together a lot of things. Before I moved, you had said that work I had done with mRNA stuff in the fertility field had really paid back a lot of karmic debt that I owed. And this was all, pre-COVID that it was done. And when we had spoken on this, it was, still full lockdown. You prompted me to make hard choices, change relationship, leave New York, things like that. All good
Yeah, I remember
things.
telling you all this.
Yeah, I hold
Look
it.
where you
I
are
hold it
now.
safe. Yeah.
You did all the work, though. I just gave you all the pointers and the course corrections that you were going to eventually have to make that involves moving and shutting yourself down emotionally or physically because you don't know people around you. You're going to be at a new job that's going to require 100% focus.
You told me that. You told me not to split my focus, and I actually had a discussion with David about writing and the AI stuff, which I wanted to touch base with you on. Again, I wasn't prepared at this moment, but, I really feel you were so wise. Like, focusing your energies all in one place sometimes. I
Yeah.
forgot how hard that was. And coming back to that level of focus post-pandemic has been insanity. Just next level. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting older and you forget how to be a good student.
It's exactly right. We become complacent to being the good student.
I don't know. I have so many things, I want to ask Andrew. I want to ask. I've never asked you about my galactic history or my soul connections. I kind of feel that I needed to focus on things that I was focusing on. But I think that exploring how you can heal your body through obvious scientific and normally grounded mainstream ways, like through nutrition and exercise and getting all these different, you talk about gua shang and rolfing and all these things. I think that's really a good approach. I mean, my body, my dog's body, we're just de-aging, even though we're in a land that to me feels very toxic out here on this
Because it is
surface.
toxic. It is toxic. Yeah. But it's designed that way. The government there is designed that environment.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
It's by design. And if you know it's by design, you can create the vaccination to it, the spiritual vaccination.
Yeah, I feel fine. I haven't gotten
let me,
sick once since I've moved out here,
let me add next level for you.
Please.
Have you traveled anywhere outside of the Los Angeles area, seen more of California since you've been there?
Absolutely. I've seen just about every part multiple times from Redding just south. I haven't gone to like the mountains, but traveling around to meet new clients and things. I've done Sacramento, San Francisco, North Bay, all the way down to deserts, Joshua Tree, down to San Diego. Yeah, I really
So on
like,
your cycle, you need to go. You need to go visit the Sequoia National Forest.
okay.
Do you know where that is?
Yes, I do.
Okay. They have some really amazing giant trees there for you to go and do some spiritual work with.
Okay.
Okay.
I need some
Big
tree
Bear
hugging.
Lake, Big Bear Lake, and then go do Mount Shasta. And if you could go do Mount St. Helens also. You don't have to do them all at once, but put those on your summer list.
Okay, we'll do.
Okay.
I have an invite to go to Oregon for a ceremony, my choice, whether it was psilocybin or ayahuasca or whatever I want. They're doing interesting things. So that's in my.
Have you done that stuff before?
Yeah, in my past, I've kind of again, another thing that you had told Abdul that really resonated with me is that some people, once they've gone there and they understand how that substance or that medicine can help unlock something in you, people know how to get back there. I don't need substances to get the feelings. I can identify that, the copper taste on my tongue, and I can kind of create that at will when I focus enough, and then visuals come after that and things. I'm assuming that's kind of like one of the goals of meditation. I mean, I feel, and I'm sure a lot of people who call in do, that I'm flying blind. Like, we hear these things like you're supposed to do this or that, or this might be a good thing or that, but we don't know what the result is that we're looking for. You have to go by feeling. And so I just go by what feels good,
Which is fine for where you're at right now. But the next part of your journey is finding an environment that changes the energy to such a unique vibration that the body will begin to harmonize and match it, which will be a whole different set of feelings and emotions and spiritual experiences for you.
I recently heard someone discuss about sitting in between flowing water and an old aged tree, and then meditating and getting on the same wavelength of the tree and the water. And there was something that I didn't grasp in that experience, and the positioning of the flowing water and the earth behind you, the tree there, that fosters a connection and assists the healing and things. Maybe that sparks an idea in
So
your mind.
essentially, what they're trying to tell you to do is become one with the tree, share
Got
the
it.
tree's experience.
Some
Okay?
people make it sound so complicated.
It isn't. It's opening yourself up to the tree, and the tree opening itself up to you in mutual trust.
Got it. Okay. Okay, environmental connections, more with nature.
Well,
what I
I'm giving you high spirit places for you to go that are going
Yeah.
to rocket you to the next level. Then there's where you got to advance your ceremony time, your ritual cleansing time. The journey's going to be like a pilgrimage for you to go to that place and come back, a pilgrimage there and back.
Yep.
Okay?
Understood. 100%.
And if you
totally.
take that ideology, I'm on a spiritual pilgrimage, you prepare for a pilgrimage. Okay?
Yep. Put
More than just
reality in
what's
a
in my
bag and
bag.
take it with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you talk to me? I actually have a legitimate question that's been plaguing me for more than 2 years.
Okay.
Can you talk to me about why I might be experiencing an artistic blockage from
Because your work is so vitally important for you right now.
Yeah, it is. Okay. I guess that was an obvious one.
Because you are helping the birthing of a new generation.
Indeed.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Which means you need to have your creativity around birthing energy, your own sexuality. You need to explore sexuality, which will then set on a whole different form of fires of creativity within you.
Yep. Okay.
Have you been able to find any partners since you've been there?
Yeah, but not a relationship. Flings.
This isn't about
Trip.
relationship. This is about exploring sexuality.
Yeah.
Somebody you're comfortable enough to say, hey, can we as friends with benefits have an explorative journey?
I haven't found a partner out here that I'm doing that, but I am not
Why?
shy. I'm not shy. Because I've been focusing on work and yeah, to be honest, it's just I've been focusing on work and keeping my life simple. I know that when I came here, I didn't move to the place I was going to settle. So I haven't really settled, I guess. I know already our office is moving closer to LA. So I'm going to have to relocate in December. So closer to LA, probably. Traffic out here is insanity sometimes. And so your talk of going to these charged areas makes a lot of sense to me, especially if I'm going to be moving back towards a more metro area.
Right. It's going to be your next level of spiritual experiences. But if you can find a partner that you trust enough to have open sexual conversations with, okay, and to expand and explore your sexuality, a whole new form of super creativity is going to come into you for the job and your personal creativity.
Sounds good. Okay. I feel that. I have some ideas.
Here's where, like the other caller, you got to validate your standards. Are they too high? Are they too low? Are they impossible to truly be met? Do I always have to be with a 10? Can I settle for a 4?
Andrew, are we talking about so I understand what you're saying, but choosing a partner to be a partner for right now is different than choosing somebody that you think is something's going to develop more, and always being open to that, no problem. But
But you start off, let's be
choosers.
friends with benefits, with the understanding from the beginning the need for sexual exploration and making it equally beneficial for each person's journey.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
Okay.
Yep.
Which maybe you could have 2 partners. You won't know until you start gifting yourself that energy again.
Understood. Okay.
What kind of car you drive? What kind of car you drive?
I drive a Beamer right now since I was in New York City, and I feel badly about it, right? But I was in New York City for almost 20 years, and so I haven't had a car. So out here, I kind of splurged,
Okay. What kind of Beamer?
A small one, a 330,
Okay. But it's got enough room that you could pack extra bags and go somewhere. Obviously, not off-roading.
No off-roading, but yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yep.
This might be a time for you to invest into a Class B minivan, like a small camper van, where maybe you buy somebody and pay somebody to convert it for you. So you have a weekend thing that can have all your spiritual stuff in it, and you can just get away for the weekends in it.
Yeah, I think that I found a lot of places out here that do rentals for that too.
You're better off making it your own.
Oh yeah, clean energy and doing it all.
Not just the clean energy; it has all of your special sacred tools in it. Okay.
Can I ask you about sacred tools?
Sure.
What do you do when they've been neglected?
Unneglect them, start giving them energy, say hello to them on a regular basis, start using them just like an exercise machine.
Yep, understood.
You gotta give, this crystal 15 minutes twice a week. You gotta give this one just like you do isolate arms and legs, isolate the tools and start giving them the love time again. And say sorry.
I have a couple tools that haven't. They need some attention for sure. I know.
Okay. This also might be a time for you to jump into an artsy craftsy mode and make some new ones. Okay. You could go online and get a kit for a talking stick for $12, a moccasin kit for 19, and the kits can be done in half hour. Okay. And what is a talking stick going to do? Well, you're going to start to use it as talking to spirit. What are the moccasins going to represent? You're taking off your work shoes and you're putting on your spirit shoes. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They can have crystals and magnets on them and all sorts of other stuff that help you ground into the earth. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Also a crown, believe it or not. Obviously, you don't want a girly tiara, but you can find a crown that you can work with, whether it's plastic or wood or something you make on your own. Okay. That can, again, have crystals, magnets, all sorts of stuff on it.
It's funny you say that. I actually do have the little plastic tiara that makes me smile every time I put it on.
Well, then dazzle the shit out of it with crystals.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. For sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, I am interested in all the times that I hear you talking, Andrew. I always want to be able to check in with you like we were friends, you know? Yeah. And so can I check in with you? How are you? What's going on with you? And what is important for you right now in this crazy world that we're in?
Good question. So we are in some weird changing times with everything being pointed to the next political election in November. We have a variety of solar wind cycles and sunspot cycles that have been explosive in the last 4 months, and we are going to get solar cycles that are going to be 10 times more explosive in the months to come. So I pay attention to that a lot. I see how it affects me, how it affects the world. At the same time, in the business, I'm planning a live event that's going on in the end of October, 10 days before the election. Okay. Done on purpose. Okay.
Yep.
To get people to disconnect from that. I have started a second business in the United Kingdom with Dale and Laura doing the combined healing therapy. So I'm busy, but I'm busy the way I want to be busy, not where before I'm doing sessions through the roof. I'm doing mentorships a lot more. I've cut down on the private sessions, even though I'm still open to doing them. It's just not doing 25 a week like I was before.
It's exhausting. I don't know how you do that at the level that you do it. I know practice is what you always say.
I earned it. Yeah, I earned it. And I also knew that every session that I did was being reinvested back into the company, which has put me where I'm at right now, where so many other people that are in my situation are going out of business. Can't afford a single person to help them do anything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what are my other things that are going on? Obviously, running the two companies, one in the UK, one in the United States, planning events. I've next leveled the levels of teachings. What we're going to be doing in our event in October is we're going to be using a very advanced sound healing format called ambisonic chamber. Do you know what that is?
I've heard you mention it before, but I could use a refresher.
So think of sound that has X and Y axis all around your body. And has infrasound built inside it. So we can suspend a gamma frequency and put in other infrasounds like the sound of running water to the point where your body can't hear it, but it's still suspended into the music. And then tune you to a gamma, a delta, a deep relaxation while sound is coming at you in 3 and 4 dimensions. It can even be coming from inside of you. That also has a light system connected to it that will put you into an even deeper meditative state. It's something I've been working on for about 5 years, and then I told Joel about it, my producer, I don't think last year, and we've gotten to the point where we're advancing it enough where we're able to put it in a live event. So that's the super creativity coming out.
That's awesome.
Okay? Along with the healing system that I took from 2018, 2019, and then when COVID came out, I had to put a halt on that and restart that, and then train everybody how to use all those machines. So that's me. What's next for me is eventually I'm going to move out of the public format and train people to do what I do as a radio personality, as a presenter, the marketing that comes with that. I'd want to be a coach for the next generation of people. I do know I'm not going to retire. I'm just going to change the nature of my business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Retirement sounds like such a old world fantasy at this point in where I am in life, and what I'm looking at.
Same with me. It is same with me. I'll just change what it is that I do.
Yeah, I don't see stagnation in the future.
Would I like to do some longer vacations just for myself? No. Okay.
Yeah.
I get a lot of enjoyment out of like traveling to Europe with Dale and Laura, 3 times a year and going and doing the healings over there and then spending a month and a half over there, or the Scotland tour. Those are just as fun with me because I get to be with the audience member. Some people are waiting years to come and meet me and get a connection with them.
Yeah.
I'd love to see you at the event.
I would love to be there. This year, it's not going to be in the cards, but next year, all travel will be on the table outside of the country. This year, I think I have to stay a little bit closer to home due to my growing responsibility.
This one's in Oregon. It's in Oregon this year.
Oh. Well, then I would love to see you there too. Well, I have the flyer, so I'll check that out.
There you go.
And
third week in October. Yes.
That's awesome.
So that's where I'm at. Ever since the Hollywood shutdown and writer strike and actor strike, and then how Hollywood has failed miserably at putting out good material, there's nothing good to watch anymore. So now I'm terrible. I'm turning off YouTube or finding myself watching the Young Thug trial. Okay.
Yeah. I'm
finding a fascination in it because I'm looking at it from the spiritual point of view of how this one rapper has affected millions and millions of people, and he's on a RICO trial, and it's a corrupt-ass judge and a corrupt-ass prosecutor.
Well, I was just listening to the Joe Rogan podcast where he was talking to Rick Ross, right? And to go from Iran-Contra, where our government and CIA are selling drugs to fund a war, to then going to Afghanistan, where heroin use in the U.S. or globally even maybe skyrocketed. They said something like 75, some scary number, 75%. And then you look at what's going on now with cartels and with everything that's going on. It's just not changing. And so I'm not even worried about the politics anymore. It just all seems so not real. Rather, something like Terrence Howard saying 1 × 1 = 2, that makes a lot more sense to me. And very in line with my personal prayers that I do of entering, of living in a universe where you get more out of what you put in because your intention and commitment also counts. I think in this real world that I'm trying to leave, your intention and commitment to real world things doesn't count for shit. You don't get paid more because you worked hard or because you did well, right?
Right. We don't all get the trophies like the millennials for participation.
No. And I wonder why, does anyone else think it's weird that Bill Nye is on CNN talking about ostensibly a heat wave and calling it a heat dome? And
yes, because they're trying to fool everybody into believing they're false garbage.
Yeah.
Okay?
It seems so transparent, and I wonder how not transparent it is to other people.
For a lot of people, it's not transparent. It's very opaque to them. They can't see through the bullshit. Okay? One of the things that I have on a regular basis is I have to look at the state of politics. Not that I want to, okay? I look at the state of politics and I do what's called put the periscope up. Okay? I'll avoid it for as long as I can and then get a sample of a bunch of different news sources and then put my set of pattern recognitions together. And I have an understanding of what the next weather pattern of political events is potential. Okay. Joel, my producer, and I, we regularly have meetings where we talk about what's on the horizon, or we go and look back at the different prediction shows that I've done over the years and see how good things have happened. Like the last prediction show I did with David is we got like a 75-85% prediction rate coming through, if not even higher than that.
Oh, that's a really good reminder. There was one where you said everyone needs to make a prediction, leave it in the notes and things. So like I made a comment, I should go back and revisit that and see what came true.
Yeah.
I know that I mentioned like an assassination was going to happen, and we've definitely seen some of those.
We had assassinations, just not in America.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, your two Boeing guys got killed too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at the list of people that have disappeared,
right,
it's extensive. And then there's a lot of big hoopla about the Black Pyramid in Alaska, and I was kind of wondering. You had talked about one of the underlining thoughts of this is so unpopular. I'm glad no one's around me talking about the Ukraine war. But you said that one of the underlying currents there and causes was potentially diaspora of souls, new souls coming in or through the pyramid, a Black Pyramid there in Ukraine. And maybe Putin was trying to capture it. I don't know.
No. The pyramids are in Bosnia. You understand what Ukraine is. It is the cartels of Eastern Europe. Just like Mexico is run by cartels, Ukraine is all cartels. So it is Russia is battling their cartels. And if you really take that, understand how bad the Mexican cartels are, you're dealing with cartels that are far more ancient than the ones in Mexico. Hundreds and hundreds of years old. Okay? Deep underground criminal societies that have been around for hundreds, if not thousands of years. That's Ukraine. And many of them have a deep esoteric and satanic background. They're the ones that run the slave trade, the European slave trade.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yep, I'm keyed in on that for sure.
Yeah. The other thing is, whenever you have a war, especially in something like the Ukraine era, there's a very high number of UFO sightings. And that's fully being suppressed, as well as ghosts coming out of buildings and being fully filmed. That's also being heavily suppressed, just like it was in Syria in 2011 to 2016. That's why they covered everything up.
Well, I went to Ukraine, and when I was in Kiev, they painted all the buildings, the first floors, red so that the soldiers wouldn't be afraid of shooting students and women and children during protests and things, because the sight of blood was shocking. And being there, the presence of exactly what you're talking about, it's palpable.
Right, old world demons.
Yeah, the kinds that you don't pick up a coin on the ground because someone really might have cursed it, type of deal.
Literally cursed it.
Yeah, exactly.
When I mean old world demons, I mean old world demons. Now, there's something else a lot of people don't realize about Ukraine. When Russia was still the USSR, Ukraine is where their head of their naval and military intelligence was. The KGB training centers were there. Okay, KGB, the most feared internal secret, their headquarters, their training system, their massive, where they built all their submarines and aircraft carriers were right there. Okay. It was a massive, and I mean massive military industrial complex. Their version of the CIA there in Virginia, that right there. And now, 40 years later, you have a civil war going on the underground.
Yep. And it's not just in Ukraine, right? That spreads all the way through Germany and into Europe.
It spreads everywhere, yes, because there was a diaspora and a diaspora of all those FSB agents that immigrated to all the different countries and brought their criminal organizations with them, who got political seats in European parliaments.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, and it's all coming out now. We're seeing that in the different hearings, the Senate, and but the House, it's not going to amount to anything, I don't think, is it?
Sure, the Senate is gutless and ballless. You know, they're right now they're grilling Boeing CEO. Nothing's going to happen. Nobody's going to go to jail.
Right.
When's the last time a CEO has gone to jail from a Senate hearing? Never. Never.
Right.
Never.
Like, you can lie to Senate and Congress, and it's actually not that big of a deal. It's probably worse to perjure yourself in a normal court of law.
They're doing it for political theater and sound bites.
Yeah, I just it's interesting. I've been seeing the algorithms on YouTube change specifically, and the way that because I think that a lot of people got savvy, at least through the fake media, as to how much fake news was being promoted through social media stuff. I've seen their algorithms kind of change, and I can still see right through it. But the messaging, you can see them playing both sides of the messaging, and those numbered accounts that just spew horrible things and talking about woke topics. I'm just like, I don't want to go back to the era of like 1950 sentimentality, but there was something wholesome about it that I'm definitely missing. But that I've rekindled internally inside of myself, like the idea.
Yeah. This is why I'm having such a fun time watching the woke kill itself by watching like Nerdrotic or Critical Drinker or Valiant Renegade or WDW Pro.
Yeah.
Talking about what's going on inside of Hollywood, and then all the different people that I know that are in Hollywood that I regularly come for sessions, they tell me how bad it is there. Okay, right now there is the war between Hollywood producers is so bad that the backstabbing and shootings, literally shootings, is going on is through the roof. Everybody, because everyone's lost a lot of money, and there's a lot more money on the table to be had before the woke is fully shut down in Hollywood, or Hollywood breaks up and is no longer the central system of power of media. Atlanta, Georgia built up. Charlottesville, North Carolina built up. Seattle built up. Toronto built up. Many different places have been built up where they don't need the central Hollywood system anymore.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I'm so removed from my days of theater and acting, performance and stuff. I've been actively trying to not pay attention to Hollywood. As you said, the stories aren't good. The topics aren't provocative. Feels like more of a waste of time than watching YouTube shorts for 20 minutes,
Yeah. Or TikToking and stuff like that. Like the stuff they're doing to Star Wars right now is ridiculous. Okay?
Yeah. Yep,
okay?
I agree.
The latest episode of The Acolyte got a 15% audience review and an 85% critic review.
Have you seen anything about House of Dragons? I haven't even started that show yet.
I watched the first episode. I like it. I'm also speed watching Game of Thrones again.
Oh, okay.
And when I mean speed watching, like an hour episode, I can get done in 20 minutes.
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
looking for specific parts of the storyline.
That's the best way to watch things these days, especially on rerun. I know.
Like I just watched the Mountain kill the Dorne Prince.
Oh, awesome! Oh, so
I remember watching that live and go, no, he just popped his head. No.
Yeah. It was brutal. I will forever regret. I think that I lost a lot of passion for the mainstream artistic process because of Game of Thrones. When the show when it jumped ahead of the books, and then the books just never really finished, and then all of a sudden HBO is dictating a story that we fell in love with for 15 years. It was hard.
Yeah. Well, those writers fucked that up. Okay, he gave them enough where they could have finished the story the right way, but they didn't. They just didn't. Now, House of Dragon did woke right. You could have black people with silver hair. Okay,
Yep.
There's a proof right there. Game of Thrones proved you can do woke material with a message in it and it not dominate the marketing. Okay,
100%.
Okay, it proved it, but they didn't learn that lesson. All right, brother, I got to let you go and move on to the next caller.
Thanks. Peace be with you.
Good talking to you.
Always a pleasure. Take care.
Yep. All right, Joel, let's spin up the wheel of callers and see who is next.
Okie dokie. Let's bring Claus on.
Klaus, are you there?
Yeah, I hope so. Can you hear me? Can you hear
how's
me?
it going with you? Yes,
Yeah,
I can hear you. What's going on with you?
Let's go. Very good. I was doing early on revocation before the program, the Summer Solstice. Unfortunately, the fire didn't quite work, but
Oh, what happened to your fire?
oh, it's new. It's an indoor thing, and there was a lot of smoke in there, so I didn't dare to open the door on it. But that's okay. So, but
What do you want to talk about, Klaus?
actually, because previously, what's it called? When you were doing the Galactic readings, I never got through because they were sort of late at night. So to start with, the sort of standard Galactic reading, if you can do that, please.
Yeah, let me give you a second here.
Okay.
So I'm going to go back to 1828, early 1820s is when you were born. You were a woman and you're born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Okay.
And the best way to describe you as a swamp witch.
Okay.
You were French, Canadian, and native Indian mixture, and Creole background. And you specialized in tinctures, herbs, potions that had very powerful healing qualities to them. And you became religiously persecuted, and they ended up drawing and quartering you in the square in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, which put a major trauma on you. And you would have died right around 1862, right when the American Civil War starts.
Okay.
You had lives after that, but those were the lives that, because you had such a unique healing prospect in the way that you died, it cleared a lot of karma. So, like you lived, like after that, you lived as a 10-year-old boy and died of consumption. And then you came back right away again, and you lived to about 15 years, and you died in a car accident, the first set of cars that were coming out. Okay. And then you came back again, and you were in the roaring 20s at the Depression in the United States, and had a get-rich-quick scheme and became a criminal, but died in your early 20s. You skipped out the majority of World War II. You were a boomer born afterward and died right away into the body that you're in now. Now, when you have that type of cycle, it's preparing this you now for a larger set of potentials and possibilities.
Okay.
Meaning you worked through a lot of a lot of things that you weren't able to do in the previous 500-year cycle. Now let me go further backwards. Let me go to 1500s, 1550. Here you're living in the Afghanistan, Kabul, Afghanistan area. It wouldn't have been called Kabul at that time, but in the Afghanistan area. And you are a Sufi. Do you know what Sufism is?
Yeah, it's the esoteric arm of Islam.
Right. They do whirling dervish dances.
Yeah, Sufi dance. Yeah.
Circular dancing. You're very, very powerful at that, and you have a big following of people that regularly go on pilgrimages to you, whether it's to the mountains or to the various holy cities. The significance of that lifetime is having large volumes of people follow you for teachings. And it's something that's coming out in you this lifetime, that you have the potential of large volumes of followers, but there's an innate fear of persecution if you were, whether it's an internal persecution you feel or an external persecution. And it doesn't necessarily mean around spirituality. It could be dance, song, music. It can be, you could be a chess master. Same thing. You're going to get a big recognition of people who understand your soul frequency and want to see it more and more and more in the public situations. Let me go back deeper. Let me go to 2500 BC. Here you're living in the island of Tonga. And you are, how would I describe this? You're a very specialized form of shaman. You go to volcanic islands and recover unique materials from them and bring them back to the rest of the shamans of the communities to turn into mystical items of power. Now, the significance of this lifetime is you had the courage to go into a place that was an active volcano and have faith that it wouldn't blow up on you in a very slow rowing boat. And that's courage, deep, intense courage to hunt down these materials so the shamans could do something with them, finding the raw materials, which meant you were very tuned to the land. The land would speak to you and tell you where to go to find whatever it is the mountain was spewing out that it wanted you to find. Everything from diamonds to sulfur to things that are very unique for shamanic works.
Okay.
Let me go a little further back. Let me go 40,000 years ago. Let me go further back. We go to about 150,000 years ago. Here you're living on the Antarctic. You're a part of a community of space traveling beings, ones that we would call tall whites.
Okay.
Yeah, and your particular job, how do I describe this? You can psychically translate written languages that are extremely ancient. So you're like an archaeologist who can read dead languages through a psychic perception. And you're a highly sought after commodity. And you would regularly, like a mercenary, sell your skills to the highest bidder and travel not just all around Earth, but many hundreds, if not thousands, of other solar systems that had unique ancient mysteries on them.
Okay.
Now, how does that affect you today? It's coming back to that narrow band focus of intuition that connects you into the higher universal flow of wisdom that will then allow you to translate ancient wisdom to present wisdom.
Okay.
There you go. How'd that work out for you?
Interesting things. Regarding reading I'm beginning to find and see what I call stone faces. That is stones that actually got two eyes and a mouth and really look like faces, and I spot them everywhere. I'll also take photos of them and share them on Facebook.
Okay. That's something coming out of that volcano searcher.
Yeah, that's what I thought when you said all these minerals, because I was thinking, what's that connection with the mineral element that's sort of up and drawn to?
Yep.
It's interesting that you mentioned the one in the car crash and the other one, because at some point I was looking at two places where I had a bit of pain, and they came up, and I thought they were what you call dead people who haven't traveled to the light yet and attached to me. But it's actually pretty close to those two examples. That was just my own intuition at the time, but obviously. But I think the one about being persecuted in what was it, Louisiana?
Yep.
Killed
in a public forum.
It's not the first time that has happened. That has come up in very other lifetimes. But I think it's got an element of me having a bit of fear of success.
Yes, and a fear of being public with the skills that you have and being seen by many others in your community and beyond. And it's innate into you for you to be on that journey of accepting that you have something the world needs to see.
Yeah, but it's interesting with I don't know if you remember, I'm basically a musician, singer, songwriter.
I remember.
I was in London for 15 years when I was chasing fame or whatever. But I was actually glad it never happened, so to speak, because I wouldn't be able to handle it at that point in time.
Yeah, but you can handle it now.
Yeah, and I can do it on my own terms. That's more important.
Sure, but even if you were to get a deal, you could handle it now, where 15 years ago you couldn't. You needed to go through the maturing phase.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time for you to chase that fame again.
It's been rummaging a bit in the background lately.
Well, you got to get out of rummage mode and make hustle mode.
Hustle. Yeah, there's an album I need to finish, but I'll get it out after the summer break, I think. It's almost there, so to speak. Just a few tweaks that needs to be done.
Like the song that's never finished?
That's kind of... Though it's interesting that... have I changed timelines in this life?
Yes, you did.
Around what time?
Twice. So when you were 9 going into 11, there was a drawn out experience from age 9 to 11 where you slowly immigrated from one timeline to another because the things that you needed in your future life weren't going to be on the other timeline, and you needed as much time to take with you as many experiences from the other timeline because certain things were only available on the other timeline that wouldn't be available on the other one. So you needed experiences on the other time before you moved to this one, that one, and then you changed timelines again right when you were 27 going on 28.
Okay. That was the time when I was in London. Because
I mean, that's part of it, but
Yeah.
that particular change in timelines was another bigger recognition that the people you needed in your life were going to move timelines faster than you were ready. So there was a big losing of people who would go back to a negative timeline, another timeline where they're advancing far too ahead of you, and you had to find this delicate balance of what was going to sustain you on the timeline you knew you had to stay on, even though there was going to be a variety of people who just weren't going to be a part of your life anymore.
Okay. What's there's all this about the reason why about timelines. There's this thing about the spelling of Pete Townsend from The Who, without an H and with an H. There's also 6 in the city and the city, and now everywhere it's called and the city, and I will clearly remember it as 6 in the city. It's just crazy.
Well, that's a Mandela effect.
It's Mandela effect, yeah.
Yep.
And it's the reason why I know about the Pete Townsend is that I remember as a teenager watching an amp that said Pete Townsend, and I thought, oh, it's Townsend, and it's not Townsend like it is now. That's why I know. It's crazy. Can you maybe, if you can look into, there seems to be some imbalances on my gallbladder, and some of it's got to do with passive aggression, like sort of like it doesn't come out, but it kind of is like I go into
You're
other
angry.
people.
No. You're angry. You're angry at yourself because you're not producing what you want to be producing. You're not at where you want to be at, and you have an angry German in you that's undealt with. I'm using a cultural reference for you.
Okay.
You never see how fast did some of the angry Germans just go off the hook with their volume?
Germans, so
Like a German culture, how they can just blow up in a second.
Okay, yeah.
You have that in you because you're not. First of all, you're judging yourself at where you're at and what you're doing, and you're never perfect enough, and you're angry at yourself, but you're also angry at the level of success you don't have.
Okay.
That's all gallbladder anger energy, but it's also transferred into your liver, meaning you're having a hard time converting creative energy into new creative projects. So the return on investment, creative investment you get isn't the same that you had before. That means you're always searching for the new fuel before you burn up the new fuel and got to find a newer fuel, a newer creative fuel, and a newer creative fuel. And it's hard for you to go back to the older projects and finish them, which creates an anger in you.
Okay.
Now, there's all sorts of interpersonal work you could be doing, which is, first of all, tell yourself, stop judging myself. Stop persecuting yourself.
Yeah, that's the perfectionistic side of me that really is
Destructive.
a tough master.
It's destructive, though.
Yeah, it's I have been trying to deal with it though a little bit, but there's still more to go there, definitely.
Well, make that about your next summer solstice or solstice energy. Tackle it. Make a song about it. Title the song "My Inner Asshole." Okay.
So it's the what's it called? Give the finger to the taskmaster.
It literally exposing the taskmaster for what it is.
Yeah, because if you're running things at that level or pushing your perfectionism, nothing ever gets done because
Right.
it's never good enough.
Nothing's good enough. Nothing's good enough. And if nothing's good enough, what's the point of doing anything?
Yeah, I can see the negative spiral involved in that.
So I'm serious when I'm saying write a song about how good your inner asshole is. Every time, because it's going to be an asshole if you're going to make that song perfect or not. Tasking your own inner asshole to talk about its own assholeness, that's a great teaching.
So
Okay.
out the perfect, what's it called, the slave master.
Yeah. Taskmaster, slave master, give it as many names as you want. Okay.
That sounds interesting.
So what's the biggest thing your inner asshole does to you when it comes to imperfect projects?
It becomes quite also an expensive journey because making music is expensive, and when you have to redo things and redo and redo and redo and redo and change and God knows what.
Okay.
And also I think it does affect my self-belief. What do you call that? Self-worth.
Because it's draining of your earned money.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
It's an overspender. It's an overspender. Okay. Perfectionist inside me. You're bankrupting me, asshole. Okay.
But also, I think the issue about, like you said, now it's time to probably go more public, so to speak. But there's an element of me where subconsciously, I don't know why, do they really? Yeah, that's one thing. But also,
not good enough. You're not good enough, and all those other arguments for your limitation, your inner asshole's created, so you don't go public.
Yeah.
You'll never be good enough. Come on, what do you fuck you doing, asshole?
And is that is that the same voice that's kind of coming up? Well, do they really want it?
Same voice, different form of doubt.
Different form of doubt.
Yep, same voice, different form of doubt.
Because I think there's definitely probably more subconscious program going on, but I kind of feel that when.
That's why I'm just giving it one identity. It's your inner asshole.
Yeah. So it's time to fire that's a good one. Fire the inner asshole.
Yeah, fire the inner asshole. And what's the inner asshole say? You can't fire me. You need me. You'll
like,
never get anything done without me.
Yeah. I remember that's sort of Andrew talk about firing. Is that usually what you say as well? Fire this, fire that.
Fire them. Fire those bitches.
What shall I replace it with? Love?
Love for yourself. Love for I can put out an imperfect project. That's part of being a musician.
Yeah.
Okay. Imperfection is its own perfection.
It's actually funny. I do learn to love things where I can hear, okay, well, this wasn't, but over time it becomes like, oh, that's always supposed to be like that. And also, I'm so I can hear a lot of things. I hear a lot of things in music that normal people don't hear.
Yeah. Are you doing a lot of studio? Are you doing a lot of studio work?
Nah, it's never really been my scene, so to speak. In London, it was quite interesting. I had an explosion around New Year's Eve one year that sort of damaged my ears a bit, and after that, I played a lot of acoustic guitar. So it's a kind of like a gift, actually, strangely enough, because I became quite good at it.
That was the timeline. That was the timeline shift.
That's probably about right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So it would probably be a very good idea for you to go and do improv song and guitar work. Okay? Literally make a song up in the moment. Like it's classic. You could do blues music. I lost my girlfriend. No, 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 no. I'm never gonna find a new one because I got an inner asshole. No, 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 no. Okay, really easy to do in blues.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I
it's
do that.
half comedy, half truth, half confession about yourself, and you're just getting that improvisational flow.
Yeah, I've done that for the pupils sometimes. I've dared them say,
But you got to
"Give me
do
a."
it for yourself as a gift to yourself that you have to master.
Yeah, that's really
Okay?
it's interesting that you actually mentioned that way back was tall whites,
Yep.
because I don't know if you remember when we talked in August, uh, when I've been in war with the reptilians for millions of years, and
I do remember.
as far as I understand it, the tall whites and the reptilians don't really get on.
They hate each other. They hate each
Yeah,
other with a passion.
that's what I've
Yeah.
heard as well. But the Draco, I remember way back you talked about that the reptilians are there's about 2,200 or something that are with us,
Even
and there's
even
about
less than that now. Even less than that now.
that, but there was 6,000 of the different variations of them that were still tinkering with us, or was that correct? Remembered?
Yeah, there are reptilians that are not bad guys too. It's the Draco reptilians specific.
Yeah, I
Okay?
know that.
Not all reptilian species are bad.
Yeah,
Okay?
that's what I remember you said once and
Yeah.
gave some figures. I can't remember the exact figures, but that was actually quite good info for me to see a broader perspective of it. It obviously,
Right.
I know it's the Dracos that I've been having fun with, but where do they? A lot of info tells, but you probably know a bit better, that they were not actually created here. They were put here in our universe. Is that correct? Or
No. No, they originated here, but a lot of the souls that emigrated through other universes were recruited to take up first bodies in their species.
okay, okay, so there was a immigration possibility for souls from
Yeah,
other
because it was
universe.
going to be a significant free willed expression, the
Oh yeah,
unlimited perception of free will. And that's unfortunately the Dracos took that down to the most minute level, which includes dominating and controlling other beings and forcing their evolution.
yeah,
It's
I
still
know.
free will, okay?
Yeah, it's for far as I understand that culture. It's like I'm allowed to eat everything I want or everybody. I'm allowed to do whatever I want with anybody. That's their mindset.
Specifically the Dracos, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where are they regarding? I know you in 2020 mentioned they were quite interesting shows actually before COVID started. That this you called it the CEO of the Inner Earth
Uh-huh.
were booted off, and that was reptilians, and they were sort of. How's it going with all that?
That was the Hollow Earth update.
Sorry, hold up.
This,
Yes, that's
that
right.
was the Hollow Earth update. Now, the surface world has maybe 2,000 reptilians really on it, but there's still lots of hybrid ones. And that's why hybriding the reptilian was so important. Were they able to hijack DNA from people going through the awakening journey so they could be here to alter the grander awakening journey? Okay? But the majority of their kings and queens aren't on this world anymore. They left a long time ago.
Yeah,
It's the military force that a control force of hybrids that's really here now, and that's what the tall whites are having a field day dealing with because they're the main timeline incursion agents that they have to deal with.
okay. So the hybrids were they kind of like a timeline war thing?
Yes, but they were a specific creation to alter the awakening here. Reptilians can't be a part of the grander awakening. They're not a signature frequency match. They don't have the DNA for it. But if they alter their DNA, they can be a partial match for it, which allows them to alter potential futures again.
Okay. Do they sort of, when you talk about dimensions, that they can't really deal with 5-dimension energy level, as far as
Yeah,
I
they can.
understand?
Yeah, they can.
Okay.
Yes, they can. They have technology that allows them to do that.
Okay, because I thought their vibration were too low to. Was that?
Sure, those, but that's why the hybrids, they have artificial vibration simulators in them.
Okay.
Process that. Artificial vibration simulators, which allows them to be here. Okay?
So it's kind of a program, or not program, but AI.
It's a cheat.
A cheat. Okay.
Okay? It's a cheat.
So they're faking it to making it. Ooh.
Yes, exactly. But they're here is to screw up the awakening, throw the wrench in the plans, make it take as long as possible, harvest as much energy as they can.
Yeah, because that's
Figure out
always.
how to smuggle that energy off world.
Yeah, when it goes off world, I know you also talked about energy harvesting, the sacred geometry and all that, and all sorts of, also on the psychic level. Is that there's an analogy? I don't know whether that kind of works with this, but as far as I understand it, the further you get away from, and you may correct me on this, from source, that's part of the darkness thing that you say, okay, I can do it on my own. But at some point, when you lose that connection to a certain point, you have to live on other people's light or
That's why you
source.
harvest whole planets of energy.
Yeah, on a galactic scale.
Right. That's why we're a farm. That's why we're just a farm to them.
Yeah, that's what I understand as well.
Yeah. All right, brother. I gotta let you go. It's great talking to you.
Yeah, same, Andrew. There's a lot of info, and I'll get on the slave taskmaster. Fuck you. So
Exactly. Write a song. Exactly. You gotta play it. We get it done, and it's not perfect. You gotta come and play it for us.
okay, that's the deal.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.
All right, I want to remind everybody we have our live event coming up in October. The QR code is in the top left corner. You can go to my website, andrewbartzis.com, and find out all about the Manifest. It's Living the Mystical Life Daily 3 conference, along with the No Drug Mystical Experience that we're doing a 4-day event with. All right, everybody. It's been great talking to you all. We will be back tomorrow for our standard Friday night game stream. All right, Joel, take us.